ridiculous dietary restrictions.
Hey guys, it's Ella, and I saw a video today called the 13 Personal Questions tag that looked like it was fun, so I thought I would give it a go. I saw it on the channel of Miss LA Tennessee Girl, and I will link her channel in the description box below. So let's get right into this thing and see if you can learn something new about me. Question 1. What do you order at Starbucks? I always ordered a venti skinny vanilla latte from Starbucks, but recently I found out I'm lactose intolerant, so now I order a venti skinny soy caramel latte. Question 2. What's one thing in your closet you can't live without? My clothes. I don't really have the body to be going around naked. Question 3. What's one thing most people don't know about you? Let's see. I only knew my husband 23 or 24 days before we decided to get married. He is a soldier and he was leaving the area that we were both in, and he kept asking me to marry him over and over, and I kept giving him a litany of reasons why it was not a good idea, but he wore me down. And I told him one day that if he would show up at my job on my lunch break, we would go and get married at the courthouse. And I'll be damned if he didn't show up. And 5 years later, it is the best impulsive decision I have ever made. We are incredibly happy together. He is a wonderful father to my son and has even adopted my son. I could not have asked for a better man or found a better man if I had searched the world over for the rest of my life. Question 4. What's one thing you want to do before you die? Well, I'm planning to do a video on my bucket list because I actually do have a list of things I want to do before I die. So as not to give anything away from that video, I will say that one of the things on my list that I have already done is I always wanted to see the end of a rainbow. And last year I was driving around Post, and it rains a lot in Washington State, so we always have rainbows, and there was one that was just ending right in the middle of the road. So I decided I was going to drive through it. If you ever get a chance to do that, I recommend you do it, because the way the rainbow hits all the windows and everything in your car and the way the light refracts and bounces off of everything, it is absolutely beautiful. Question 5. What's one food you can't live without? Well, since I am diabetic and lactose intolerant and I already have ridiculous dietary restrictions, I would have to say meat. If I had to give up bacon and steak, life would just not be worth living. I could never be a vegetarian. Number 6. What's one quote you live your life by? I'm never sure if I say this lady's name correctly, but I believe it is pronounced Shelley Koch, Koch, and the quote goes something like, "Great opportunities to help others seldom come, but small ones surround us every day." I try to live my life by that quote because I really do enjoy helping people, and it makes me feel good as a person to be able to help others. Question 7. What do you like and dislike about the YouTube community? I haven't been doing this very long, so I'm not sure what dislike I would have, but one of the things I do like is that there is such room for expression. There are videos on everything from recipes to beauty, gardening. I mean, it's endless, the videos, and you can find videos on gaming, on fashion. I mean, the list just goes on, and I really enjoy that. I guess if I had to pick something I dislike, I would have to say probably, I don't know, I would say the haters, but really I don't dislike them, because even if they don't like what you're doing, they're watching your channel, so that counts for something. Question 8. What's the number one song on your iPod or iTunes? I no longer have iTunes. I do have a really old iPod, probably like a Generation 1 iPod that I still have. I have all of my favorite music on it, and after I loaded it, some months later I had a computer crash and lost all of my music. So I have never actually reloaded any music on my iPod because I know when I do, I'm going to lose all of the stuff I love. So I have no idea of knowing what is the #1 song on my iPod. I will say the #1 genre is probably grunge or indie. Some of my favorite bands on my iPod are Cat Power, Heavens to Betsy, Neutral Milk Hotel, the Afghan Wigs, Stereo Total. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff on everything on my iPod I absolutely love. Question 9. What kind of style would you describe yourself as having? Well, since I have to get dressed up and go to work every day, Monday through Friday, I am business attire. On the weekends, I am completely and totally grunge. If I could spend my life in a pair of ratty old jeans and a band t-shirt with my Doc Marten boots or my Converse on, I would be happy forever. Question 10. What's your favorite number? I really don't have a favorite number. I will say that a number that has always had great significance for my family is the number 13. And I grew up with this number having great significance to my father. And so I guess I would have to say that's my favorite number because it's the one that I always pay attention to. Question 11. 2 hobbies. I would have to say my latest hobby is my YouTube channel. I don't really have a lot of hobbies because by the time I get done working and taking care of my family and doing the laundry and the cleaning and all that stuff that mothers and wives have to do, I don't have a lot of time for hobbies. So I guess I would have to say my second hobby would probably be reading. Yes, I'm really that nerdy. Or gaming. I love gaming. Question 12. 2 pet peeves. I guess I would have to say people with a massive sense of self-entitlement. I think you should work for everything you get. I was raised that hard work got you somewhere. I'm not really sure that that's true anymore. My second pet peeve is people who smack their food. I cannot stand hearing someone smack their food. And even though you didn't ask for it, my third pet peeve at the moment is this clump of hair right here. It won't stay here. It won't stay here. It just has to go and just sit right in my freaking eyeball all the time. And question 13, what is your guilty pleasure? I'm gonna say this goes back to question number 1, and it's all those lattes from Starbucks. I love them, and I have a severe caffeine addiction, so I've been trying to cut back on them, and I do always feel really guilty after I consume that much espresso. I really don't need that much caffeine, but I do have this saying that you haven't had enough caffeine unless you can see sound, and I spend most of my life like that. I swear to God, I can see sound when people speak. Alright, so now you know a little more about me. I'm not really going to tag anyone in this video. If you watch it and you want to make one, go ahead. Leave me a comment that you made a video and I will be sure to watch it and possibly subscribe. See you later.